out all the information here. The big things that we need to take away are that we're comparing two means. So we're conducting some sort of hypothesis test where we imagine the population mean 1 subtracted by the second population mean. So they give us the sample data, sample mean, sample size, and then standard deviation. Okay, and I've just clicked one. Don't that might not necessarily be the right answer. So okay, so the population standard deviation is known. So when that happens, usually we can use z for our test statistic. If it was just the samples, it's S. Usually we use the t distribution. Let's check out and see what they're looking for here. We're supposed to select the correct answer. First one says, although the population standard deviations are known and the samples are randomly selected and independent, the sample sizes are not sufficiently large. They are. And the general rule of thumb is for the central limit theorem to kick in, usually we want n to be greater than 30. Okay, and that's a little bit arbitrary. It could be n greater than 40. The bigger the sample size, the better. Usually 30 is the threshold. 361 and 424 definitely meet the conditions. So that part's not true. So let's check out this next one. Although the samples are randomly selected, independent, so these are all good things, and sufficiently large, that's what we need. The population standard deviation is not known for both years. They use sigma, so that's not true. The population standard deviation is known. If you could actually get it away from this part right here. Okay, check out the third. Although the population standard deviations are known and the sample size is sufficiently large, the samples are not randomly selected and not independent of each other. So this is where you'd have to read through, okay? And if you read through the word problem, Kayla does randomly select from each population, okay? So this next one here, all the conditions are true. So for this to be met, the two samples need to be independently selected, so need to have random selection, need to have sufficient sample size, and then if we're going to use z, we need to know the population standard deviation. So we know that, so we can conduct the hypothesis test. Okay, let's see, the null and alternative hypotheses. So the alternative is the one that varies here. So to figure out which one of these three is correct, now that we know that the conditions are met, you've got to go look and see what are they trying to test. Are they trying to see if there's just a difference, which would be this one? Are they trying to see if the first mean is less than the second mean? And that would be this one. And then the first mean would be greater than this mean for it to be positive, for it to be greater than 0. So let's go read through here. Kayla is a team lead for an environmental group investigating whether the population mean has changed. She's considered the changes are more efficient lighting, increased use of electronics. She is investigating whether the mean has changed. Just saying something has changed doesn't say whether it's greater than or less than, okay? So that means this is the correct alternative hypothesis, if there's a difference, okay? Because that's that two-sided rejection region.